Ameenu Shardow aba kai say studio ha. I know.
Yeah.
But what you know?
Cry.
We need $1 we say we need $1 crowd. Because only $1.
Nyamini hine.
6 matches no him.
Nyamini hine.
Shardow.
You person cause asante tu.
Harry.
And one time my friend am catch say no crowd communications director. Black guys no more we need to be our tournament. Oh, senior Ibrahim Salidara. Oh, tournament na one semi-finals video. Now at least games no they get a minute. Black stars radio. As a question we no more need to be out.
I mean Shardow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Send me a Ghanaian.
Happy spot. Yeah.
Me Ghanaian first and foremost I'm Ghanaian. Inti a year na Ghana for dino. Musu mi dibi pa.
Sir.
We denika times 2. If that times 3 po.
Because we invested interest.
Very much. So I mean Maboto. And I'm not the only one I share in this situation. A lot more people are more inside. No, so this is how they feel. They are very down. And send our banner there. I mean, where's are not even enough. You G2 say we flag Ghanaians down. And me personally, you know, I'm the pass me ko fiempo. Because when I see my family. I mean, share disappointment in their faces. It hurts. It really hurts.
Eddie, but how did we get here? Because when you say a call AFCON and Koyi, the FA, you look at a crowd. Abidjan one released by say you deserve to get team. There was a search party to find us a new coach. Yeah, Tia Noma announced Tuado. So we all thought that we were moving away from the AFCON disaster now in Morocco and Abidjan. But the and of course, we thought Chassis and Chassis in the World Cup qualifier. Cameroon and Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire. But Chassis in the World Cup qualifiers, 1 away win, 1 home win. And we all thought that Enyekwana with time will come good. But in 3 international breaks, complete disaster. There in the course between that first international break in the World Cup qualifiers and the next international break in AFCON, we never looked the same again. Team no Ejijasa.
Me can say team Ejija.
Shardow.
No, me can say team Ejija. Let me explain.
Okay.
Resource NMI. Resource have not been forthcoming. But if you look at the performance of the team in most of the games, we performed better than the results that we got. If we are going to be honest and be factual to happenings. I mean, first game a boy against Angola.
Was the boy I was supposed to do.
You were there. You saw the game. Did anything suggest to you say it was a lose game, Nana?
If I no beat him in Chelsea, or see formula and I'm going to buy it. That's
why you say when you pipe down the emotions. Now we'll come more deeper and look at that, analyze the games, just the games. If the performance of the team in the games that all the games that we played is anything to go by, I can say topic group no.
By performance.
By performance. And these are facts. Unless you want to be blind to the facts. Angola game neighbor Kumasino. 2 shots on target for Angola. Last minute, and on the share. We had. I'm coming. Some started. I'm not saying we performed it all the games. I didn't say that. But most of the games are boy. No, we share the happenings, the analysis of individual games. No, the aggregate effect is that we should have qualified. Then we went to Niger. I think for me, that was probably the worst performance in the series.
Yeah.
To and every
to make it worse,
exactly every one of us knew it. It's awoken us for the next window against Sudan. na game no against Sudan Wakra no, you were there. So maybe.
Yeah.
Did anything suggest that we should have lost that game?
Mm-hmm.
In fact,
We drew that game.
If you look at even the statistics, no, we should have scored not less than 3 goals. And it's clear the ball just didn't enter the net.
Yeah.
Then we went to Libya. I think Libya game also, I'll rank it as the second worst performance of the team. But I think in that game, in the first half, no, we scored a perfect goal. Ubekaya. How the goal was disallowed, only God knows. Nobody's talking about it. But I understand. Normal. So results don't quite. They don't look at hoping near that job. No. I've been in that situation before. Because so they all kind of there. But at the end of the instance, in the position that I am, I have to isolate the emotions from the facts. And then we lost that game. Then we went to Angola. Even with all the issues we had in terms of player withdrawals, injuries in the area, on a normal day, a 1-1 result in Luanda against this Angola side, any bad results at all. But because of positional woman thing, I mean,
because the fact Niger,
yes.
So we needed that
exactly. And then once that result didn't go down, I said there be a time that Okasesani called semi-final. Your semi-final you lose there. The motivation to even play the final game. Where there's nothing at stake, it becomes even more difficult. And it was even more complicated. Say even the top quality in Iwomuka also suffered some setbacks. Jordan had a situation. Fatah had a situation. Gideon Mensah. Say ni ankle and ni knee. And then Fatah also knee. They are doing further tests. Omoko back. Gideon always has a problem. You're managing on also come back. They are doing further tests. So it further depleted the side. And you saw the late collapse by. So preparations even for this game, the motivation was already low and it became even more difficult. And I've come to one conclusion. This is not scientific, but an observation. Anytime the masses, the emotions of the masses are detached from the team itself, yes.
Nipano and the team because of Endra.
Yes.
Virtually empty.
Yes.
It felt like we're watching Ghana.
It's normal. For that one, it's very normal, especially in our foreign culture here in Ghana. It's very normal. It's very normal. So I didn't look at, but to stadium more. Jeff, boy passes now. That's what I'm saying. I'm for it is normal. Say results number. Imagine, say, if we're still in it, do you think it would have been the same situation? And yes, you understand? So yes, the aggregate effect of the American, I say, if games not called the way it's supposed to go, per the performance of the team, even in the games that we lost, we didn't do well. We should have amassed enough points to have qualified to the tournament. And this is a verifiable fact, unless you don't want to be honest with people. But I understand, results in Korea, you have to put all these things up. I'm talking about this because of the position I am. In leadership, when you're going to make critical decisions, you have to look at all the indices, not only the results. And coaches will always tell you they are responsible for the performance.
Not the results.
Not the results, and it's true.
But it's not been the point that one offer, we may then say, we can pardon the coach, we can pardon the team, we can pardon the FA. But me do football, me practice journalism. I've not seen the Black Stars play in the qualifier. We failed to win a single game. So we cannot overlook. He said, coach, cannot be blamed. In fact, some of his decisions have contributed to the team.
No, I've not said the coach cannot be blamed. Of course, when you go into Namameka say when the team, when you ask a question why, and I'm some of us, and I say collectively, and individually, could affect these things.
Yeah.
And the coach himself knows where he's falling short. Some of the decisions made, he knows it. It's up to him to go and defend all those decisions. But Udinekasa, he knows. I think his biggest problem is how to convey his remorse properly in the heat of events. I think that's his major problem. But Andra,
yesterday was telling him.
yeah, Andra, when he came back, I sat with him for like an hour. When he didn't come out, you could see how he's hurting. You could see clearly. But of course, that's the nature of the job.
I'm just a very critical question about that. Yeah. For instance, naming a captain for the senior national team, the Blasters, even for a game.
Yeah.
That the coach discussed that with the technical team and also the management committee and the FA that in this game, based on the unavailability of maybe Captain A, I'm going to name this player as captain. And I said more the structure of the captaincy and about okay. What is the current situation with the captaincy? Because in 10 international breaks, you've had 3 different players captain the national team. What is the current situation?
The current situation is that there's a hierarchy.
Okay.
There's a hierarchy, and the coach announced the hierarchy. Or see Jordan Ayew, Jiku, and then Kudus. That's the current situation.
Hold on.
That's what the coach announced.
Hold on. I'm asking this question, and it's important you give us this, because in that October international, I was at the press conference at the Command Sports Stadium. Okacha said Partey Nebe captain.
Yes, because Partey was present. Yes.
And Partey, in the old order, was deputy.
Yes.
And the anyhow.
Yes.
And what take you over.
Yes.
Then the following international break, Partey wasn't available.
Exactly.
Nobody knew who his deputies were.
Yes.
And one announced Kudus as his captain.
Yes. He said Kudus was captain for the game. Yes.
For captain for the game.
Yes. Yes.
Then we were told that even deputies, Juku, Eka deputies,
yeah.
But that day Juku was on the field of play, but we didn't
captain. Okay.
We didn't know why Juku didn't captain.
Okay. This is for the coach to come and explain. I have an idea of what went on, but of course, maybe I'm not able to
tell us the details.
But what I'll say generally is that situations and affected Nyama Bibre. Certain situations affected a lot of things in that particular camp, and it also translated in the decisions that were made.
Okay.
It might be good, it might be bad. I don't think it is proper for me to come and pass a verdict on that on air, especially when I have the opportunity to say it to the coach where it matters most. I mean, that's my policy. The only way I come in public to criticize is if I don't have the opportunity to say it to you.
Sure.
But once I have the opportunity to say it to you, no, I will never do that. So all I'll say is that situations in that camp and influence a lot of the decisions that were made. But it's for the coach to explain. And this last camp, based on the players who are available, he mentioned the hierarchy as it is. And that's what will be some question. What is the situation now? The situation is that Jordan
is the captain.
Jiku, Kudus.
So if Partey comes back, what happens?
Then he has to announce going forward what it is.
So there's no clarity in that department?
No, I don't think there's any ambiguity. Because if Partey is around,
available,
he is the captain.
Okay.
Jordan, you asked me what's the situation.
Okay, now I wasn't going forward.
No, going forward, it depends on for instance, if the next camp, if this coach or these same people are in charge, myself inclusive are in charge, say Didi Amba, say Partey Amba, say Juku Amba, say Kudus Amba, will you expect him to name the same hierarchy? Of course. You asked me a specific question, what's the situation now? And the situation, as the coach announced, was this structure. So based on the next camp, if, for instance, Dede Bar, we all know he's the captain.
Do you know why I'm asking this question? Because I have been to Utah press conference in our home.
Okay.
Every time, it has to take journalists to ask him. They don't announce it, right? It is happening so because we are not clear in our minds.
Okay.
For instance, Kessie Tindiano, we know Dede was the captain. Deputy was Richard Ofori. Partey was the deputy captain.
Yeah.
So we knew the order. And if Dede is not on the field of play, we know that Partey will captain, Ofori will captain. But in this one, we don't know.
No, but I think
so it takes us to always ask him.
I think what he has even done is to extend the line.
Yes, so I like Kessie.
Yes.
It is bigger.
So, for instance, if all these players were Bobudi, Richard Ofori inclusive, are in camp, we know what the structure is.
Yes.
No. Dede, Partey, Richard Ofori, Jordan, Jiku, Kudus.
Okay. Do you know why I'm insisting on you?
Okay.
If you scan social media and the Ghanaian press, Yanosi Kudus, a lot of people were shocked, including myself at the press conference.
Yes.
Why?
That's why I said.
Didn't know that order.
Yes, I agree. That's why I said that in that particular situation, certain happenings and situations influence decisions.
Okay.
But then it is clear, we all know this. And for instance, I mean, make an example, say, if all these players are in camp at a particular point in time, the order is clear. If the day is in camp, the day is the captain. Then Partey, then Richard Ofori, then Jordan Ayew, then Jiku, then Kudus.
Okay.
It has so happened, say, some of these players have not been in camp
consistently.
Yes.
Okay.
And in one particular instances, and like I said, situations within camp and certain instances influence decisions. But it's for him to explain.
You are very close to the coach.
Yeah.
He laid down the marker when Partey didn't come.
Which is?
That he's dealing with performance commitment, and I think there was a third one, indiscipline. Now Partey wanted to come, that is one. We've seen other withdrawals as well, because Partey didn't fit in one man. We were told that he wasn't fit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But the coach created the impression, said, I said, now by refusing him the opportunity to come for the next international break.
Yeah.
Is he going to stick by the same standards and principles? And I said he will deviate from that because he's seen that it is not as straightforward as he thinks it is.
First and foremost, you don't use one broom to brush everything.
Sure.
And secondly, the coach had discussions with Partey.
Yeah.
I'm not privy to the discussions also. And you see, that's one critical aspect of the whole conversation that is missing. We don't know what transpired between the two of them. That
the private conversation.
And the coach said it in the press conference. He doesn't like bringing things. Yeah. If he was able to shed more light on that conversation.
It's a fair point.
And I wasn't there.
It's a fair point to me.
You see, and that's very, very critical. I might not also know the kind of discussion I want with other players and pulling out. But some of them, in fact, all of them, as far as I know, were genuine. All of them. Genuine concerns, medical concerns.
Personal.
But he further to that, on your discussions with all of them or more from one way or the other. And based on the discussion that I'm very, very sure, based on the discussions on and influencing the decisions. Unfortunately, I wasn't there. So it will be very difficult for me to speak authoritatively on it.
Is there, can we, of course, from a journalist, and you've done this job, there are situations that you can then draw links.
Yeah.
You may not have conclusive evidence, but if you are smart enough and know the team nature, you can actually follow a particular trend and come to a reasonable conclusion. Pencil and Otuado, on relationship, can it ever get better?
I see, this is where you got it very, very wrong.
Okay.
And even Otto explained it in this pre-game against is it Niger?
Yeah.
He gave the reasons why he didn't come. Pencil, for personal reasons, didn't come, but we know what kind of personal reason it was.
Okay.
He was having a baby, his first child, and the lady was having complications. Don't remember, but they are only he flew from. You see, it's be personal issues. No, that's why it's so difficult for me to put it because he didn't want it out.
Yeah.
And the lady was in Belgium. He was in the US. He had to fly from the US, left his club into LA Galaxy. Omoko ahead in the playoffs. No, he's not there. He came to Belgium to be with their wife. She was having complications. Fortunately, what deliver is okay. A baby girl. So you will sit somewhere and say he has a string. And in fact, I had this conversation with Otto that based on reports I see before, it is very likely said this is what they report. But that's where we all got wrong. We could have easily also checked because I know some of you, in fact, all of you, most of you, you have links to the player where you can easily verify these things easily. But then you create an impression out there and it goes out to pollute the masses.
Yeah.
Which is not the case at all. But and that for me is one of the problems we face.
But the coach will also give us hints.
Yes, that's why I'm saying.
And not just say personal and
and I'm just saying in last press conference, maybe you were not there, that's why. In last press conference before the game, he explained further. I think somebody asked a question. So he had to open up. That's why I'm very confident in giving you because the coach opened up. The player didn't want these details out, to be honest with you. But I had to tell him that look, because of situation, perhaps we should be open to let people know to kill. But that's where also I have to emphasize that we have a problem as practitioners. We could have easily verified these things. Look, not everything is meant for public consumption. True. But then you influence public opinion. And I say, these kind of things goes a long way in detaching the emotions of the people from the team, because we are not putting the right information out there. And this could have easily been verified. I mean, Jesse Ameenu, you could have easily, nobody, not even one person, not even one journalist, try to even contact to say, okay, this is what you are thinking. If I'm not able to even give you any, then you can run with it. And now you're sourcing with the players, because I know you have sources close to the player. You could have done this, but we didn't.
Okay.
But what's the net effect? Are creating an impression, a totally wrong impression, which is not the case at all.
Yeah.
True. In fact, I had a conversation with Prince and I emphasized the need, how it's so important. But you see, football, life, this is life, a matter of life. It goes beyond football. You can understand him.
Yeah.